Hello, fellow friends, Goth Mermaid Gamer here. Today, we are going to react to the the latest SonicHaXD video. Mortal Kombat 1 sucks. Chapter 13, Shang Tsung. If I sound a little down, I'm just, tired. I just got off work. And I feel a little, not like sick, but just, I probably need to take a nap. But I wanted to bang this video out real quick. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it.
We transition from Act 3, Revelations, to Act 4, Multiverse. Liu Kang and the gang escape from Ying Fortress, as they see the dragon army marching. In order for Titan Shang Tsung to kill all life in this universe, the heroes estimate that the villains will need portals to transport the dragon army to other realms.
That the Lin Kuei won't aid us is unforgivable. Bihan has corrupted them totally.
Seriously? Titan Shang Tsung said he is going to wipe all life from the universe. Is that not enough of a reason to get the Lin Kuei to work with you? Even the worst of the worst Shang Tsung and Quan Chi are smart enough to put aside their differences. But no. Bihan has corrupted them totally. There is no way they are gonna help. Everyone there is definitely too evil.
This is but the opening battle in a longer war.
I don't know, man. There's only 3 more chapters left in this story. Count your blessings. Liu Kang worries that they won't have enough strength to fight Titan Shang Tsung's army. Then Shang Tsung, with his STR post, gets possessed by the audience and talks about the dumbass reasoning we got these 2 timelines.
My counterpart said that your battle with him ripped time's fabric, creating 2 timelines. But how do we know that it wasn't torn further? If there are 2 timelines, can't there be more?
Shang Tsung smirks.
We gather allies from across timelines, other titans, to build an overwhelming force.
Shut the fuck up, Katana. Sorry. I mean you no harm, princess. It's just that sentence gave me a brain aneurysm. Then Geras starts mimicking Shang Tsung's STR pose and explains that while it might be possible to find more titans, they'll need the power of the Keeper of Time to do so, which Liu Kang relinquished. However,
Geras' brow furrows deeply.
Geras secretly kept this power within the Jade Jaguar given by the great Kung Lao. Fun fact, that's the same Jade Jaguar Aiden gave to Kung Jin in MKX, and the same one in the MK Aftermath ending. Back in chapter 11, Liu Kang said he gave up his powers because he did not want to go mad like Kronika. But the truth is, Liu Kang wanted to live amongst the mortals and have a more normal life, and he couldn't do this as a titan. In some way, Liu Kang is similar to King Kano from Mortal Kombat Legends Snowblind. Both gave up the power of the hourglass to enjoy the simple pleasures of mortal life. Geras kept this secret from Liu Kang because
the process of restoring your power is likely irreversible. Returning to the life you have now, a life you cherish, may be impossible.
And you did not want me tempted to make that sacrifice unless it was absolutely necessary.
Correct.
Geras is such a bro. But why does Melina look super pissed here? And while we're here, let's break it down. Geras was nothing but a mindless minion who worked for Kronika in MK11. So the glow up he got in this game was insanely high. Liu Kang repurposed him to basically become his butler. He's also one of the only other characters to have witnessed the events of MK11. So he's also a great character to ease MK11 fans into this new timeline. And my favorite detail about this character is that Kronika created Geras to be an artificial construct, to be nothing more than a tool for her conquest. But Liu Kang allowed him to be more than that. He allowed him to be his own person. When Geras kept the power of the Keeper of Time a secret from Liu Kang, he didn't do it for any tactical reasonings. He did it because he wanted Liu Kang to enjoy his life. Later on, Liu Kang will ask why Geras didn't take the power for himself.
All along, you have had unfettered access to the power stored within. You could have taken it, become Keeper of Time, but chose not to. Why?
Because I have faith in your vision for this new era. I am content to be its guardian.
And keep in mind,
Aw.
this is the same Geras from MK11, the same one who wanted to kill Liu Kang.
It's dangerous to let them live.
So the fact that he went from this to saying, "I believe in your vision, Liu Kang," just shows how much he's grown as a character.
Yes.
Kronika treated Geras like a tool, so she got a weapon. Liu Kang treated Geras like a person, and so he got a friend.
In a billion lifetimes, you've never had family?
Liu Kang is the closest I've come.
Oh, come
Geras
on.
does have a weird negative throughout the story though. He is completely not in the gameplay of the story mode. You never
That's
play
true.
as him. You never fight against him. And he's even never a Kamiya fighter. It's pretty bizarre. It reminds me of Quan Chi from MK vs DC. A very prominent character in the story, but isn't in the gameplay whatsoever. I have a theory that Geras was supposed to be DLC. There are many examples of characters showing up in the story mode who aren't on the roster, but then later get added as DLC. And I think the same was supposed to happen to Geras. However, midway through development, they realized that Geras would probably not sell so well as a DLC.
Midway through. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but you get it?
So they swapped Quan Chi and Ermac to become DLC instead. This would explain why both Quan Chi and Ermac have so many fights in the story, despite not being on the main roster. Liu Kang and Geras going to retrieve the Jade
know,
Jaguar.
This might be worse than how they pronounce Jaguar in JoJo Part 3. I don't know. I think people would have enjoyed having Geras as a DLC character.
While the rest of the group try to stop the Dragon Army. Now let me just skip through the next 2 minutes cause nothing really important happens here. We head to the gateway, where we see the portals all set up, and we also see Reiko doing SDR posts. Chapter 13. Shang Tsung.
You deadly alliance?
We see more multiverse versions of our beloved characters. Back in my chapter 11 video, remember when I said the roster lacked villains, and it got repetitive fighting the same characters over and over again? Well, this problem has been solved with the multiverse. Now you can fight all new versions of existing characters. That's triple the amount of villains on the roster now. Thanks NRS.
Thanks, Elon!
But you see, this presents a new issue. While yes, there's more variety with the bad guys now, I also don't give a rat's ass about any of these multiverse villains, except for Titan Shang Tsung, because we followed his story in MK Aftermath. The villains in Liu Kang's timeline are actual characters.
Kinda.
They have personalities and
Kinda.
motivations, whereas these new ones don't have any. Why should
Yeah,
I
they
care for
kinda
the
just
well-being
show
of
up.
Order of Darkness Smoke, when he doesn't even say a single line? Even villains like Nitara and Havik have more merit than any of these guys. And before anyone says, actually, no. Invasions mode is not the origin story for these characters. They wear the exact same outfits, but they are completely different characters. Now that they've introduced these multiverse variants, every fight from this point on is just like fighting mobs from an MMO. Just get through them all until you fight the final boss. In a Kane summary video for M1K, when he gets to this part of the story, he just completely skips it.
Lucky for me, this is my big break. I don't have to cover the story beat by beat after this. The story after this point is so horrible. But let's go ahead and start with the next chapter. I was bored out of my mind playing this for the first time. It's just fight after fight with the plot barely moving. If I just wanted to fight, I would play the arcade mode. So these portals that Shang Tsung shut off sever evil Shang Tsung's ties to the Onaga army or something like that. I don't know. They do something, I know that. To wrap up the chapter, we just fight Shang Tsung and some random evil fighters. There's this portal thing too there. It does stuff. We beat them and they run off. Yeah, just fight after fight after fight. I hated it.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. My phone keeps just doing shit that I'm not telling it to do. Like, sorry if you heard some sound in the background. I laid over my phone and it started playing a video and I had to pause it and move it. But then apparently my finger must have brushed it because something else started playing. I'm sorry about that.
Took forever, bro.
And that's his entire summary of chapter 13 and 14. Fucking based. This is one of the big issues with poorly written multiverse stories. You can bring in all the funny wacky alternate variants you want, but if you don't take the time to write anything of substance for them, then why should I take the time to give a shit about them? Fucking hell. Injustice Gods Among Us did a better job at this. When it comes to most of the multiverse characters in that game, there's actually a dedication to differentiating them from their original counterparts and making them feel like their own characters. It's not a good look for you Mortal Kombat, when I'm using the Injustice series as the positive example here.
Online we call that trolling.
One last thing I'd like to add. Since NRS is so committed to the multiverse plot, I feel like the variation system from MKX would work better here instead of the Kamiya system. Each variation can represent a different multiverse version of the character. You can have human reptile that can transform into a big lizard beast, or MKX lizardman reptile as a variation. Fucking hell. We could have had M1K reptile interact with MKX reptile. You guys suck at multiverse writing. Back on the battlefield, Johnny Cage uses his drone to spy on the Dragon Army. This drone is obviously a reference to Cassie's combat drone from MK11. By the way, Johnny, Kung Lao and Kenshi are all wearing their combat suit. I brought this up in the chapter 8 video, and it's still consistent here. Pay attention class. This will be important later on. Huai Liang conducts a plan. Destroy the portals to stall the Dragon Army from invading other realms. Raiden, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi will destroy the portals. Kenshi and King Jared will grind down the Dragon Army, and everyone else will attack their dark doubles.
An astute strategy.
Truly, I could not have devised a better one.
Give us actions, not words.
Okay.
He's so sassy.
Shang Tsung gives a haughty smirk.
Now I want to take some time to talk about this plan, because unlike Quan Chi's compliment,
An astute strategy.
it's actually a terrible plan. There is one fatal flaw with this strategy, and it's called the Dragon Army. The thousands of soldiers roaming around here, and your only countermeasure is for Kenshi and Jared to throw rocks at them. In fact, there's more emphasis on taking out their evil doubles in the plan, and the reason for that is because
If they're defeated, it will hopefully throw the Dragon Warriors into disarray.
hopefully, your plan hinges on the faith of Game of Thrones Season 8 logic, which now that I think about it, both franchises are owned by Warner Brothers. They share the same dumbass brain cells. Now, there is another reason why this plan is terrible. It's because it's desperate. It's a suicide mission. They are not here to defeat the Dragon Army. They are here to stall time for Liu Kang. Hence why it's a terrible plan. But it's still a terrible plan. The fate of the world hinges on 11 people. I'm glad Raiden and friends are finally here after 6 chapters. But where is everyone else? Where's Li Mei? Where's Baraka? What about Syzoth and Ashura? They were hanging out with the good guys since chapter 7. So what have they been doing for the last 6 chapters?
Hey, yo.
The funniest character who isn't here is Tanya.
My ribs.
Like, weren't you just with the heroes? What could be more important than saving the world? In fact, I'd say the situation is desperate enough that you should get the villains of this universe to help. Shang and Quan are terrible people, but even they know they have to work with the heroes to save their world. I hate MK11 story mode, but at least the ending war was an actual war, with both sides bringing their armies full strength to unleash hell. And even then, there's an explanation as to why the entire world's strength isn't there. They are in a hurry to stop Kronika from activating the Doomsday device. Kronika's base is also in the Netherrealm, and everyone's favorite character Car on the Immortal Ferryman can only bring a finite amount of people on his ships. So I can understand why the entire world's military isn't in this battle. But in M1K, this is Earth. There is literally no reason why the entire world's military can't be here. Just do the thing Ronda Rousey Sonya Blade said and call it a GG.
Nuclear weapons.
Regardless, they go off on their terrible plan to stop the Dragon Army.
Nuclear
then we see Dark
weapons,
Shell.
bitch.
And yes, he's Khan in Titan Shang Tsung's universe. So this is Dark Khan.
Dark Khan.
Dark Khan.
Dark Khan gives his troops a motivational speech, and it reminds me of his speech in Annihilation.
It will be the end of
You are witness to the
Oh God.
of mankind's final day.
Oh, don't show me that.
Greatest army in existence.
I find it very funny that Dark Khan is giving this emotional speech to a bunch of stone soldiers, and they actually shout and cheer back. The heroes begin their assault, and R.I.P. Kenshi. He got stabbed by his own katana. Someone at NRS should hire a person to just stare at Kenshi's katana in the story mode. You'd get paid a lot.
Yeah.
I personally want to believe that King Jared gave some tips to Kenshi about telekinesis.
Would they ever show us the two of them practicing telekinesis? Seeing as how Kenshi only recently just got his abilities? No. No, they're not going to show us that. Because, you know, that would actually be interesting. And, you know, it'd be some character development. Who wants to see that? Am I right?
Just like in the Midway timeline, when Ermac taught Kenshi the telekinetic slam, the attack commences. I'm impressed fans and daggers can cut through rocks. Raiden and the dead.
Yeah, it's just like I was saying earlier. One of the major problems I can see with this game is they're trying to shove all of the, like, 4 major games, or even probably more than 4. It's like they're trying to shove all the major old Mortal Kombat storied games, you know, into one game, when they don't need to do that. And by doing that, we have, like, no time to flesh out most of these characters. For me, that's like its biggest issue.
The Alliance start to attack a portal. They're doing the thing.
I clap!
But they get interrupted by evil Kenshi and evil Ermac. So Shang Tsung and Quan Chi fight them. Also, Dark Kenshi uses the Tsugaru katana in the cutscene, and then it turns into Sento during gameplay. The gateway stage is filled with gateways.
No shit.
But the main one to look at is the one in the center. While you fight, the portal will randomly show a different realm. There are 4 different outcomes you can see. In the game files, you can actually see the names of these realms, but do take this information with a grain of salt.
Yeah, wait a minute. Chaos Realm. Edenia Realm. Nether Realm. Order Realm.
Actually see the names of these realms, but do take this information with a grain.
Chaos Realm doesn't exist in this universe, and we don't know if Edenia is its own realm or just a part of Outworld. Okay.
In assault, you can see an infinite amount of soldiers going to invade what looks like Netherrealm. Good luck to the demons, I guess.
Demons?
There's also a dusk version of the stage, which you briefly see in the cutscene. And there is also an adorable version of the stage, which you briefly see in the cutscene.
It was also in Invasions mode, but they replaced it with the Towers of Time.
And there is also an adorable Christmas version, with decorations all over the deactivated portals, and even cute buildings in the background. The Deadly Alliance win.
What is up with your eyes?
The trio destroy the portal, and move on to the next one.
Dark rain and dark smoke advance on them.
You what?
Dark rain and dark smoke advance on them.
Either do I.
The Deadly Alliance fight them, while Raiden works
He likes using that meme way too much.
on the portal. Did Smoke just bitch slap Shang Tsung? Raiden saves their ass.
I think he did.
You're welcome, sorcerers.
Is it me, or is that Raiden becoming insufferable?
You are not wrong, but it is tomorrow's problem.
The Deadly Alliance beat them, destroy portal number 2, and move on to the next one. Dark Khan ambushes them by climbing all the way to the top of a gateway, and Shang Tsung gets bitch slapped again. Dark Khan is also using his iconic hammer here. I don't think it needs to be said here, but the hammer is more superior than the axe. It actually baffles me that this hammer is still not a gear in the game yet. Currently there are
True,
only two
very
ways you
true.
can use this hammer. The first method will be explained when we fight Dark Khan in just a bit. The second method is to play as Geras and use one of his brutalities.
And the three unite their magic against the Horned Menace.
Horned Menace is such an amazing nickname. Then the
Yes.
trio do the thing again onto Dark Khan.
Yes, I'm going to giggle every time he uses that.
See that?
His life force is feeding the portal's energy.
We kill him. We close them permanently.
Is that how it works? Alright, you make a good point.
I like how Shang
Raiden
Tsung
was
has
like,
to explain why they
alright.
have to kill Dark Khan, and Raiden looks sad, but agrees. It reminds me of I think we're going to have to kill this guy meme. So they
By the, does that say by the elder gods? Wait,
It reminds me of I think we're going
yeah, we're gonna have to kill this guy, Raiden. By the elder.
to have to kill this guy meme. So they continue
That's good, I
blasting
like
Dark
that.
Khan.
You guys say Colorado.
Now the dead
Bro, you're killing me with that.
you blasting Dark Khan.
You guys say Colorado.
Now the
but
Deadly
Geras!
Alliance fight fire and ice. Fun fact. Based off of Invasions mode, this version of Scorpion is supposed to be Hanzo Hasashi, and not Qi Liang. Take all the crumbs you can get, Hanzo stands. They
Yeah.
defeat them.
So much for fire and ice.
Lamau.
Lamau.
Okay, you didn't need to stare that long. Fine. Thank you.
Raiden sneers as Shang Tsung and Quan Chi confidently stride forward.
Then the Deadly Alliance fight Dark Khan and Dark Reiko. Dark Khan is also using the hammer during gameplay too, as Shang Tsung.
Oh my god, stop it. You're gonna make me pee.
You can transform into Dark Khan and use the hammer for yourself. I'm go-
Damn it, I was... Damn it, I was taking a vape hit right when he did that. He making me choke. Oh my god.
gonna use this hammer one way or another.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
The Deadly Alliance defeat Dark Khan, and NRS just remembered that this is an R-rated game.
Damn
so
it.
Shang Tsung brutally murders Dark Reiko.
28 stab wounds.
With a deep frown, he stands. His lips settle back into their usual smirk as Quan Chi raises his eyebrows.
Then we get our first and only soul suck in the game, and it looks weaker compared to the one in MK Aftermath. Even the one in the trailer looks better. I also didn't notice this on my first playthrough. That Quan Chi was helping on the side. How wholesome. Hey teens, didn't Qi Liang say to fight your own dark doubles? Well, Shang Tsung and Quan Chi just took out all of them. Thanks for nothing, guys.
Yeah, that is true.
After Dark Khan's death, all the portals have stopped, trapping the dragon army in a thrill. Now
I'm
they
either
must
gonna
help their
cry or
friends
pee
fight the rest of
myself.
the army. And that is chapter 13. Let's break it down. Shang Tsung. The villains in this game are either hot garbage or just lackluster. So color me surprised when I see Shang Tsung depicted fantastically. His
Yeah.
demeanor and crafty mannerism is super fun to watch. This version of Shang Tsung is also drastically different from the mighty soul stealer he used to be. Due to Liu Kang nerfing him, he starts off as a pathetic snake oil salesman, then thanks to his benefactor's influence, starts quickly learning from his previous self. Though he has many differences compared to his previous counterparts, he created the serum for Melina, and is able to use it to infect others with Target. He learned shapeshift.
Is that what that was? In that move when he makes some spikes grow out of your body, is that what he's doing? Is putting Tarkot in you? Huh. I was wondering what that was. Yeah, in a way, I kind of like that he does, like, potions and stuff. I don't know. I like that. I like that kind of sorcery.
Shifting without sucking someone's soul thanks to size off. He not only uses magic when fighting, but he also uses alchemy skills in combat.
Yeah, alchemy. That was the word I was looking for. I don't know. I kind of like that he's like a more scientific sorcerer. Yeah, he actually does experiments and stuff to learn things. Yeah, he's a chemist and he does alchemy. I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm a science nerd, but yeah, I like that.
It's as if this version of Shang Tsung despite gaining the experience of his past self, is still trying to carve his own destiny, trying out new things for himself. And I think this fits him very well in this new universe. Also, out of all the villains, I felt like Shang Tsung was the only one that felt like a threat. Even though he never wins a fight against the heroes, he does still successfully progress the villain's plans. He cunningly infiltrates Sindel's courts, tricked Kitana to think that the Earth Realmers were planning to sabotage Melina, captured Tarkatans for experiments, forced Syzoth to become his jailer, convinced the Lin Kuei to work with them, siphoned enough souls for the Dragon Army. A lot more successful milestones when compared to the other bad guys. Unfortunately, all this culminates to Moot after the benefactor betrays him. But by the end of it all, Shang Tsung does manage to get the last laugh. One last thing I want to compliment about Shang Tsung is the voice acting.
It couldn't be more potent.
Alan Lee does an amazing job of portraying the cunning sorcerer, and I honestly just want him to keep whispering into my ears.
Your soul is mine.
There's an amazing interview online where Alan Lee goes into detail about voicing Shang Tsung.
This interview, it has begun.
But there was one part of the interview that really shocked me. I always thought due to the success of Kari Hiroyuki Tagora's portrayal of Shang Tsung in Mortal Kombat 11, that NRS wanted to continue that success, and had Alan Lee try to mimic Tagora's version of Shang Tsung. But the truth is actually the complete opposite.
And so how do you craft the voice? Was it working with the director? Was it?
In the audition, they didn't mention any past characters or like any past actors. They didn't give a reference, is what I'm trying to say. There was no mention of Carrie, but I was like, what if I did a Carrie Tagawa impression? And so I did it. They're like, oh, this is exactly what we want. Thank you.
It was Alan Lee who was a big fan of Tagora's version of Shang Tsung.
Carrie Tagawa was already in MK11, and I was like, there's no beating that. He's the best. He's Shang Tsung.
He was the one who brought that over to M1K.
I grew up with the 1995 film, which was amazing. You know, I still watch it on occasion. But I think subconsciously, I started to do an impression of him way back when. If you start doing something and it's 1995 and you go up to like...
Also, that's so amazing that his speaking voice sounds very different from his Shang Tsung voice. I mean, nothing against... I love voice acting, dude. I respect all the voice actors. And there's nothing against the voice actors whose character voices are basically their normal voice. You know, because some people are known for being able to do different voices, and some people are... Or some people are famous for that, and some people are famous for just having the one iconic voice, you know, which is basically their regular voice. So nothing against those guys, but I find the ones who were able to do a completely different voice from their normal voice, like, the most fascinating. And listen to him. He sounds completely different from the Shang Tsung voice, and that's awesome.
Like, 2020. That's like 15
It's a lot
years.
of practice.
That's a lot of practice.
There are some pretty bad depictions of Shang Tsung.
Shang Tsung!
So everyone, say thank you to Mr. Lee for picking Absolute Cinema as inspiration.
Do you want to say anything to the fans, man?
Your soul is mine.
Also, Alan Lee is a Reptile fan.
I really like whenever
So
Reptile
extra
showed
points.
up, actually. Reptile was my main growing up, because he was just the cool ninja to me.
So he is objectively the best voice actor in this game. And while Tagora's Shang Tsung will always hold a special place in my heart, Alan Lee's portrayal is nothing short of phenomenal.
Do you have any redeeming qualities?
You aren't impressed by my wit and charm.
I only have one criticism with this character, and it has nothing to do with him in the story mode. It's related to one move he has. Age Morph. Shang Tsung can instantly turn old and young. And the reason the developers did this is because...
So, you know, there's always a debate. Some people like him when he's an old man. Some people like him when he's young.
Right.
Why not both? At any time during a fight, Shang Tsung can morph into an old version.
Nice, cool.
Cool. But actually, no. This is kind of lame. In the old timeline, Shang Tsung was punished by the Elder Gods to age at an extreme rate. Hence why Shang Tsung had to soul suck to stay young. And this is why you see his depiction switch from old to young all the time. But in M1K, this lore is completely changed. He is an outworlder now, so he's going to live for a very long time.
I'm sorry, you're 10,000 years old? Oh, talk about aging gracefully.
He's not punished by the elder gods to age rapidly. And he barely soul sucks. So what? He only does it once in the story, and in one brutality. With all this in mind, I just don't think turning old really fit in one brutality.
He can also soul-suck in invasions mode boss fight. Okay.
With all this in mind, I just don't think turning old really fits his character. And even from a gameplay perspective, I don't like how it's implemented. He gets different specials depending on his age. That's it? I feel like there should be more of a reason for the age play. Here's my wasted potential idea. Since NRS loves time travel shenanigans,
not that kind of age
play,
play,
Shang
guys.
Tsung got blasted by Geras.
Get your mind out of the gutters.
And now his body changes to either his present
Wait, I gotta see that
or
again.
shenanigans. Let's say Shang Tsung got blasted by Geras.
Biden, blast!
And now his body changes to either his present self or himself in the future. When he's young, his moves are faster and more agile. And when he's older, his moves are slower, but he can use more powerful spells due to having more knowledge and experience. But no, the difference between young and old Shang Tsung here is he goes from shooting horizontal fireballs to vertical ones. I guess in his old age, he gained the knowledge of the Y-axis. I think adding the age morph ability just as a reference kinda sucks, but everything else about Shang Tsung is fabulous. Although, I can't say the same about his partner.
You know, and that kind of goes into the thing he was saying about the different combat types you can choose for each character being a better idea, you know, for this game. Yeah, it go into that. The elder, more seasoned the elder, more seasoned sorcerer, you know, type could be a completely different, or just a completely, you know, not completely, but you know, more, you know, just like he was explaining, it could be, a different moveset or whatever, you know, different, you know, more special. Yeah, basically, it could be what he was just explaining.
Let's break it down. Quan Chi, I think he's just kind of meh. He just feels like a lesser Shang Tsung. In fact, if you just replace every scene he's in with Shang Tsung, I don't think it would change the story much in the grand scheme of things. Overall, Quan Chi is just kinda fine. However, there is one thing about him I do love. His dynamic with Shang Tsung. However, there is one thing about him I do love.
Some other things I like about Quan, his new Cthulhu tentacles moves are pretty cool. I like the memes that spawn from him. Oh, like this one? The pointing.
His dynamic with Shang Tsung.
I had hoped our alliance would be more deadly.
All in good time, Shang Tsung.
Chapter 13 was bad, but watching these two chaotic partners wreak havoc together made it more bearable. I'm not really into random ships in the fandom, but
what did that say?
Made it more bearable. I'm not really into
Well, that's canon. That's canon. That one's canon and adorable. That one's, random. Well, I don't know, I guess that one's that random. Random. Very random. Yeah. Ugh, very random.
To random ships in the fandom, but watching the deadlier more bearable. I'm not really into random ships in the fandom.
Some of these are fun, some of them are insane. Yeah.
But watching the deadly alliance on screen together, these two evil bitches deserve each other.
Why though?
Are we parting ways? Or remain?
Or just like this, just like this one song that this YouTuber who would cosplay as Jeff the Killer, but he made him funny. He doesn't really upload a lot anymore, but you can go back and watch his old videos. But he made a song called bad OCs. And he did it to, he was supposed to be parodying Cartman's song, Cartman's Minority song. He was parodying that, but he called it bad OCs. And one of his lines was, "They just keep making ships with no evidence." And I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of ships I can say that about. I'm sorry. Ship whatever you want, I don't care. But for me personally, they gotta make sense, you know?
Aiming partners.
I haven't decided.
Now there's one last thing I want to go over for this off.
And when I say ships, I mean like actual relationships. I don't mean, hey, wouldn't it be kind of hot if these guys hooked up, you know? I don't mean like that. I mean like actual relationships.
Full chapter. I've given enough shit for Kuai Liang's terrible plan. But now I want to go over Titan Shang Tsung's even more terrible plan. So to reiterate, he wants to kill all life in this universe, then merge this world with his own.
My ears.
And how does he do this? Destroy planets Dragon Ball style, infects the world with a deadly virus, adds microtransaction to every video game, an army. That's all. He gets the villains in Liu Kang's universe to give him a dragon army. And that's all he needs.
Sure.
Let's do some simple math. There are currently 8 billion people on Earth. And there are at least 4 elms in Liu Kang's timeline. So maybe there's over 30 billion people in this universe.
Holy shit.
30 billion people. Versus one army. And that's not counting all the animals and bacteria. I hate how I have to keep using MK11 as the good example. But the doomsday device Chronica has is an hourglass that when activated, can restart history to the beginning of time.
Yeah, it's like, we've already done this whole multiverse thing. Or at least a timeline thing. And it was done better. Better, not perfect. It was definitely very flawed. But better.
Now that's a world-ending threat worth worrying about, unlike some random stone soldiers. Okay, but there is some merit to the Dragon Army. In the old timeline, when Onaga was kind of outwarled, he built the Dragon Army to combat outside threats. And what made this army a genuine threat is that whenever a soldier falls in battle, Onaga was able to revive the soldiers instantly, giving the illusion of an immortal army. And with this army, Onaga never lost a single battle. Alright then,
Damn.
If this is the same Dragon Army from the Midway timeline, then maybe they could be a threat to the world.
Okay.
They are not immortal, just plain ass soldiers.
He's just a boring ass soldier!
Fine. I'm sure this army is still kind of a threat if they can invade other realms. So our 11 heroes try to stop their advances.
He advances on...
But here's where things get crazy. Our 11 heroes. 1.
What?
They defeat the Dragon Army.
If Liu Kang is right, the battle in front of us is already lost.
You're finished. The Dragon Army's destroyed.
Once I regain control of the Dragon Army...
It's already been destroyed.
Somehow Kuai Liang's stupid ass plan actually worked.
I did it?
Did defeating their dark doubles actually work? Or
Holy
did killing
shit, that
Dark Khan
actually
stop
worked.
them? Regardless. After Dark Khan was killed, the heroes were still fighting the Dragon Army. So I guess they really just somehow took out thousands of stone soldiers. I need an off-screen scene where our heroes take out the army Dynasty Warriors style. I need
Yeah.
King Jared and Kenshi to just casually wipe out.
Jared and Kenshi to casually wipe out hundreds of troops. Yes. Dude! You know, a Mortal Kombat game in the style of Dynasty Warriors actually would be pretty boss. Yo, I'd play the shit out of that. And yes, I'm a fan of Dynasty Warriors. And this is gonna be kind of controversial because might be anyways, because apparently not a lot of people really liked 9 that much, but I actually enjoyed it a lot, mainly because it wasn't just like the rest of them, which were, most of them were just copy and paste versions of each other. I hate copy and paste games. So I actually enjoyed 9 for the open world aspect, you know. It had a lot of flaws, trust me, but I just like the open world part of it. I like open world games, what can I say? But, you know what? Like I said, A Mortal Kombat game in the style of Dynasty Warriors would be badass. I would play the hell out of that. Shut up and take my money! You know what I mean?
Out hundreds of troops. Titan Shang Tsung's ultimate plan. Gathering multiple villains. Activated the Soul Stealers for 4 chapters. Getting the Dragon Army took him 13 chapters to finally achieve all this. And they were taken out by 11 people.
Felled by a simple farmer.
This entire game was building up to these pathetic useless pebbles. I hope the $70 was worth it, guys. However, there is one silver lining to all of this. As bad as it is to have a plan that was set up for 90% of the story mode fail miserably, Titan Shang Tsung does have a plan B. And plan B is not a bad backup plan. And it kinda justifies Titan Shang Tsung's hubris for such a bad plan A. Kinda.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about it? That was just it? Okay.
Alan Lee also voiced Mystery from the Saja Boys. So you know I had to do this.
Thank you. We really feed off your energy.
I don't know what Saja Boys is. I've only seen some of the characters and adult artwork. I was reading the Johnny Cage is hot. Yeah, he's always been. Hello. No, I'm kidding. All right, so yo, Techno the robotic puppy. I actually had one of those as a kid. Anyways, I just happened to notice that down there. So, yeah, that was Chapter 13, Shang Tsung of Mortal Kombat 1 sucks. So, you guys tell me what you thought in the comments below, and if you agree with him and all that. You know how the usual goes with this. And the links to my Discord and my Twitch will be in the description, so please come join us on that. So yeah. I'm probably gonna go take a nap or something now. I'm definitely gonna relax. I've been thinking about starting to play the Invasions thing on MK1. Should I? Oh shit, I thought I hit stop recording all of a sudden. Well, anyways, yes, I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next video, or the next stream. Bye-bye.